Join me as today we take a look at the brand new LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Hey everybody, Jason here of GhostbustersNews.com, and as always, Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube. And today's episode is going to be a big one, because we're taking a look at... Yes, LEGO's brand new Ghostbusters Ecto-1. I just finished this build, and I gotta say, I'm in love with this. I mean, spoiler alert when it comes to this this review today. I mean, I love this thing. Not that there was any chance that I wouldn't. And before I get too deep into today's video, as always, if you'd like to snag one of these for your very own, we've got a link right down below in the description where you can click right now and guarantee your very own LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Now, if you're a subscriber here on the Ghostbusters News channel, and if you're not, do so right now. Click that subscribe button. You've probably already checked out our previous video on this Ecto-1 where we talked to Ghost Corps' Eric Reich. In that video, Eric shares his thoughts on this brand new LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1 and talks about his input when it comes to the creative process. Seriously, if you haven't checked out that video, I recommend you do so. A link to that can also be found right down below in that description. Now, before we dive into the Ecto-1 today and we talk about all the cool features of this brand new LEGO build, let's first talk about the massive, massive box it comes in. On the front here, we've got this awesome shot of the Ecto-1. I mean, if you were walking in a LEGO store and you saw this, how could you say no? I mean, look how good that build looks. I especially love this Ghostbusters Ecto-1 logo found on the top left-hand side, featuring some caution striping, the Ecto-1 license plate, and the No Ghost logo that's being used here is, of course, the No Ghost logo that'll be featured in next year's Ghostbusters Afterlife. On the bottom left-hand side of the box here, you're going to see that this set is designed for Ghostbuster fans 18+. And it clocks in at an impressive 2,352 pieces. Turning the box around to the back, we've got another great shot of the Ecto-1, including, you can actually kind of spot it down here, we've got our very first look at the RTV, which is that little ghost trap looking thing. More on that later. As well, we also got this great schematic shot here of the Ecto-1 revealing its total size. And as you can see, it clocks in at 18.5 inches long and 8.5 inches high. We also have some images of some of the features of the Ecto here, including the side gunner seat as seen in the original Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, and once again that RTV, the ghost trap on wheels. We've also got a couple of images from the set of Ghostbusters Afterlife, including this one great shot of McKenna Grace inside the gunner seat. Now, I'm a horrible person because I actually did not record the whole build process. I thought I was going to, but you know what? It took me about 9-10 hours, and in that time I watched Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, Ghostbusters Answer the Call, Real Ghostbusters episodes, Extreme Ghostbusters episodes. Really, I just packed as much Ghostbusters I could into that 9-10 hour build. And if you follow any of the Ghostbusters News social media feeds, you likely saw a couple of updates that I had posted over there over the past couple days. And I have to say, now that I got the Ecto-1 100% built, fully complete here, that 9-10 hour build was so worth it, and I'm pretty sure everybody out there agrees, right? I mean, this looks pretty insane. And let me just say, that build time is my build time. I'm a novice when it comes to LEGO. I've seen other YouTube channels out there, they've built this thing, and people saying, oh yeah, I built it in like 5-6 hours. That's not me. I don't know my way around a LEGO brick like some others do out there. Now, the first thing I noticed as I finished this thing, I mean, really honestly, as I built this thing, is once again, the sheer size of it. It does measure 18.5 inches long. To give you guys a bit of a better idea of exactly how big it is, let's take a look at the front grille here. Because if you know anything about LEGO, this is going to give you guys a bit of a better idea, once again, of exactly how massive this set is. You see the lights on the front here? Those are your typical LEGO barrels. Oh, and also the front grille has been made up of tons of little, small, tiny LEGO roller skates. Still a little iffy on how big it actually is. Let's compare it next to the original LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Once again, the sheer size here is just incredible. And being in this scale, LEGO was able to pack so much detail in here, as you can see right now. Now let's go ahead and start fixating on this Ecto. Let's start kind of talking about all the really cool kind of features and nuances here. And one of the first things that I'm sure that a lot of hardcore Ghostbuster fans noticed when they first look at this, as well as actually when they looked at the Ecto as seen in the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, is that the ladder is on the, well, the wrong side. And actually I should correct myself, it's not really the wrong side now. I mean, the ladder used to be over here, here, now it's over here, and there's a really good reason for that. That is because it does come complete, like this Lego Ecto-1 build does come complete with the gunner chair inside, once again as seen in the trailer to Ghostbusters Afterlife. And if you want to activate that feature, it's pretty easy to do so. On this side, you're going to see a little brick here that has some rust on it. The rust is just a sticker. We're going to talk more about the rust stickers later on in this video, but all you have to do is just press that button inwards. And in doing so, the gunner chair, the gunner seat, is going to come flying right out of that side door. And I have to say, I love the way that actually looks, and actually speaking of how it looks, taking a peek on the inside here, the mechanism that you actually build to make the gunner chair actually, like, you know, shoot out of there, while it looks very detailed, is actually rather simplistic. And to get it back in place is like really easy enough. There's like a little arrow right here underneath the actual chair. You just kind of put your finger right there and you press it inwards, and the chair snaps right back into place. You close the door, there we go. Now, if you actually didn't want that gunner seat option, if you wanted to actually move the ladder from here, you know, over to here, you definitely could. I mean, there's like a little piece here that holds the ladder in place. You could just assemble that on the other side if you want to. So if you want an Ecto-1 that looks more like, you know, the original 1984 Ghostbusters Ecto-1 as seen in the first film, you certainly could do so. Now, being that I've already kind of talked about, you know, doors opening, because this is the side door here that gives you access to that gunner seat. We also got the front doors, the passenger seat. We got the driver's side that opens there. The back door also opens, and it actually opens kind of uniquely because it's actually fitted on there via ball joints. In fact, while we're taking a look at the back end of the Ecto-1, let's actually fixate a bit on those red fins. Because I gotta say, I was a little worried. Being that it's Lego, you know, brick-based, and brick-based is usually, you know, very square, these fins do look really, really smooth. In fact, I think actually this whole build looks, you know, really nice and rounded. It doesn't look, you know, brick-based. I think actually if you held it back, you know, far enough, you couldn't actually tell it was Lego. Now, another really cool detail about this Ecto is you can pop the front here and take a look under the hood. And inside, you're gonna find yourself a Cadillac engine. And you can see right there, we got the Cadillac branding via a press-on sticker. And being that the Cadillac branding is there, yes, this Ecto-1 Lego playset build is actually endorsed by General Motors. And what's actually kind of fun is recently, I mean, if you do subscribe to Ghostbusters News here on YouTube, I've been building the Eagle Moss Hero Collector, like 1/8 scale Ecto-1, that massive Ecto-1. And recently I built, you know, the actual engine that goes inside that. So it's kind of weird because like a lot of these pieces seemed familiar to me, even though they were in Lego. And once again, this is coming from a guy who, as I've always said, I'm not a car guy. I don't know a thing about cars. But being that I've already built this in that Eagle Moss Hero Collector build, the Lego build actually was, once again, kind of familiar to me. Now, as I just mentioned, that Cadillac branding there on the engine is just a sticker, and there are a lot of stickers on this build here. In fact, all the rust seen is stickers. And as you're going through the instruction manual and you're building it piece by piece by piece, they do tell you where they recommend the stickers to go. Now, obviously, if you wanted, you could put those rust spots anywhere. Or, alternatively, you could choose not to put any rust on the Ecto whatsoever and have something that looks a little bit more like the original 1984 Ghostbusters Ecto-1. So, you know, once again, you could not have the rust on there, you could put the ladder on the other side and not even really use the gunner seat, and you could have an original Ghostbusters Ecto-1. In fact, I think I just sold myself on buying a second one of these. Now, not only are there stickers, but there's also some printed pieces found on this Ecto as well, including all the No Ghost logos that you can see on the doors. And shifting gears over to the tires, the hubcaps shown are also printed pieces as well. Now, as I was building this Ecto, I've actually found it quite hard to stop. Like, I got kind of addicted to it there, and every time like I was about to stop there, I started building like a new piece, a new iconic piece of the Ecto that I was like, oh, this is so cool, how they actually implemented this or did this. And I gotta say, my favorite part of this whole Ecto is up top here. It's the roof rack. We got all the cool details you'd expect on top of the Ghostbusters roof rack, including like all the tanks there and of course the ghost sniffer. Now that sniffer and also the dome piece back here, they actually have a pretty cool feature that we're going to show you right here in a second. So if you don't know what that is, be sure to keep watching because you're going to be blown away. But before we do that, let's go ahead and make our way, head inside the Ecto-1 here. And taking a look at the front here, I mean, this looks retro, this looks old school, this looks like an old school Cadillac. We got the dash there with all like the gauges and such. Some additional gadgetry on top and also the tape deck there. And speaking of gadgetry, let's shift our focuses to the back end of the Ecto-1. Let's go ahead and open up the back door there again. And as you can see, we got some computers, some gadgets hidden on the inside. As well, if you got keen eyes here, you may actually notice a little box that says RTV on it, which stands for Remote Trap Vehicle. And speaking of that Ecto RTV, I've got it in the back here. And once again, it looks like a ghost trap on wheels. And judging by the name, I assume that it is a remote control ghost trap. At least that's my assumption. It hasn't been confirmed. I'd probably be on the lookout for maybe an upcoming, Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, maybe. But let's go ahead and go back to the Lego Ecto-1 here. And there's a really cool feature when it comes to the RTV. You can actually set the RTV in the back of the Ecto. There's a little spot where it will fit, and then you close the door. Well, you don't really need to close the door, but I'm gonna do it for, dramatic purposes to set the stage for you. And then there's like a little piece of Lego, little bit right here on the left-hand side. You take it, you pull on it, and out comes the RTV underneath the back end of the Ecto-1. Now that's a pretty cool feature. I'm not too sure if that's gonna be like actually in the film. I would assume it will be. Once again, the fact that the Lego went ahead and they made like this little trap door, and if it is, I mean, that's a pretty cool thing, and I can't wait to actually see that, make the jump to the big screen next year when Ghostbusters Afterlife hopefully hits theaters or, digital streaming services or wherever it hits in this crazy, crazy world. Okay, so we talked about the gunner chair, we talked about this little feature in the back here, once again, the trapdoor for the RTV. Let's actually talk about the moving pieces on the roof rack. Because you see, this Ecto, it really rolls. As you can see right there. And as you roll this Ecto back and forth, you can see it right there. Pieces on top move, including the ghost sniffer. And believe it or not, that's not all, because shifting gears over to the front of the Ecto, there's like this little piece right here. You just kind of take it and turn it left to right. And as you can see here, we have got the actual front wheels moving. And on top of that, taking a look at the front seat here, you'll also notice that the actual driver's wheel is also turning. Once again, while all the pieces on the inside of here like to do these really cool features, while they're detailed, they're actually so easy, so basic. I really do love them. It really helps, sell this for me. And I'm just kind of blown away that, Lego, out of all people, Lego, being that this is just, bricks and such, they were the guys to actually implement an actual working, roof rack with, moving pieces and such. That blows my mind. Now, while there is tons of things I absolutely love about this set, there is one negative that I had when it came to building it, and it's actually the front window here. And let me say, I love this front window. It is made specifically for this set. However, it's actually how Lego packaged the windows. They were all kind of like in the similar like bags together with like other pieces and such. So my front window, as you can see right here, has a pretty big scratch on it. Once again, I love the design work here. I think the window looks great, but as I just said, I've got a very big scratch right in the front of my brand new Lego Ghostbusters Ecto-1, and it's kind of driving me insane a little bit. I actually may have to reach out to Lego and see if maybe I can get a replacement piece or something, because yeah, that's a pretty gnarly scratch there. Oh, there's actually one thing that I'm forgetting about when it comes to another like little pack-in, a little Easter egg that Lego included inside this Ecto-1. Let me go ahead and pop open this door right here, and maybe you'll see it on the inside there. You see it? Included is a bag of Stay Puft marshmallows. This was a pretty quick build. A couple bricks you just slap together, then it comes with like a little Stay Puft sticker on it, and that's it. You got your very own like little Lego bag of Stay Puft marshmallows. Seriously, so cute. And like I said, just a really cool Easter egg that Lego decided to include in this set. I'm not saying that Stay Puft is, attached to Ghostbusters Afterlife, or if there's like any connection. I mean, this could just be an Easter egg on Lego's part. It doesn't necessarily mean, Stay Puft is an Afterlife, but, he may be. I mean, who's to say? Now, before we finish off today's video, I know a lot of people out there were also kind of curious when it came to the scale of this Ecto-1 compared to like some of the other Ghostbuster action figures, namely the recently released Hasbro Ghostbusters Plasma Series figures. And as you can see here, the scale actually works out really well. It's not perfect, but the Hasbro figures along with this Lego Ghostbusters Ecto-1, I mean, they look beautiful together. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Ghostbuster fans opt to display their figures and this Lego Ecto-1 in a similar fashion. And to be honest, if I could actually fit this LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1 into like one of these IKEA Detolf shelves behind me, I would likely display it like that, but as I've already mentioned, and as you know, this thing measures 18.5 inches long. There is no way this is fitting in one of these shelves. In fact, I'm likely going to have to probably get like a custom display just for this, because I love it. It's one of my favorite Ectos, like without a doubt. So worth the 9-10 hour build that I actually put into it. Yeah, I cannot recommend this any more than I'm telling you right now. If you don't have it, go out, buy yourself one. It's available at LEGO stores as well. I've got a link right down below in the description where you can guarantee yours right now. Click that link and snag your very own LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1. So guys, that does it for today's video. As always, be sure to subscribe to Ghostbusters News here on YouTube. Bust that bell notification icon to stay up to date with everything that's happening within the Ghostbusters world. If you'd like to help out Ghostbusters News, we do have a Patreon page. Link to that can be found right down below in the description. And I will see everybody right back here next time. Ghostbusters News here on YouTube.